And also from ability, from this istita'a, is also with regard to the woman, that is specific for the woman, that the woman must have a mahram, that she must have a male chaperone. A male chaperone must be present for the woman. So it is not obligatory upon the woman to perform the hajj who does not have a mahram to take her upon her journey. And a mahram here meaning an Islamically legislated chaperone, and we'll mention those in a moment. Otherwise, it is not permissible for a woman to travel to perform hajj, or to any other place for that matter, or any other journey, if she does not have a mahram. Whether it be, regardless of whether that journey be a short journey or a long journey. Regardless of the fact that she may even have a group of women with her. That's irrelevant. She may have 10 or 15 or 20 other women that travel together. That is not considered to be a mahram. So he mentions, regardless, Shaykh al-Fawzan, regardless of the fact that she is traveling alone or with other women, it is not allowed up until she has a male legislated chaperone. And that is irregardless of the fact whether she is young and beautiful or whether she is old and unattractive. Makes no difference. And this is irregardless of the fact whether she is traveling by aeroplane or whether she is traveling by other than an aeroplane. And this is due to the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, that he heard Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam say whilst he was delivering a sermon, that it is not permissible for a man to be in seclusion with a woman except and up until she has with her a mahram, meaning a male chaperone who is legislated. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, and it is not allowed for a woman to travel except with a mahram, meaning a male chaperone. So then a man stood up in front of the Prophet ﷺ, and he said to the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I have a wife and she has gone out to perform hajj. And as for me, I enlisted myself in the army to go out and fight at battle such and such. So the Prophet ﷺ said, leave that and go and make hajj with your wife. The hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. So here, the Prophet ﷺ told him to leave what? To leave jihad. Because it is not allowed for your wife to perform this pillar of hajj. If it is not allowed, my brothers and sisters, and this is the foolishness of many of our fellow Muslims, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them, that they say it is allowed for a woman to travel without mahram. Which is, out of the five pillars, as you know, they are the foundations of this religion. There is only one out of the 5 pillars that involves a journeying for the majority of Muslims. What is that pillar? Hajj. A woman cannot fulfill this pillar of hajj except with mahram. So what about traveling for a holiday? Holiday wajib. Allah did not allow you to fulfill a pillar of al-Islam without a mahram. So how about going on a journey and going shopping, or I want to go shopping to such and such a shopping center in London or in Sheffield or this place and that place. If it is not allowed to go to hajj except with a mahram, the Prophet ﷺ told this companion what? Leave the battle, forget the battle, this is not for you. You go and make hajj with your wife. Because she needs what? Mahram. Barakallahu feekum. Hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. Then, the Prophet ﷺ, Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen mentions that the Prophet ﷺ did not say to the man, and did not seek from the man further questioning. He did not say to him, does she have other women that are going with her? He didn't say that to her. How many women are going with her? And the Prophet ﷺ didn't say to the man, is she young? Is she beautiful? He didn't say to her, is she old and unattractive? Because these are not considerations in this regard. The Prophet ﷺ did not ask, even if, do you think she'll be safe upon this journey? Prophet ﷺ didn't even say that to him. Do you think your wife will be safe? Is she going in a crowd that she'll be safe? So none of these considerations were made by the Prophet ﷺ. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said that a woman cannot travel except with a mahram. So when the man stood up and he said, indeed, my wife has gone to perform hajj. She has left for hajj. And I have enlisted to perform jihad. The Prophet ﷺ said, leave the jihad, leave the fighting, and go with your wife to perform the hajj. Why? Because of the issue of the mahram. No other reason. Barakallahu feekum. Then he mentions, Shaykh al-Fawzan, and the wisdom behind preventing the woman from traveling without a mahram is to protect and to defend her from evil and corruption. And it is a protection of her from the people of sin and the people of wickedness and evil. Because indeed the woman, that she is deficient. She is deficient in terms of her emotions and her thinking. And she is weak also in terms of her body. So men can take advantage of her. Spin her a yarn, tell her lies, deceive her, and they may twist her mind. Especially if she is inexperienced. Secondly, that physically she is weak. She is weak in her body. And a man can take advantage of her. So for this reason, it is a condition that she has a mahram. And that mahram is an adult himself. He is aqil. He is sane. He is not majnoon. And it is not sufficient that the mahram is young of age, meaning that he's pre-pubescent, he's under the age of adolescence, and that he is insane. This is not a mahram.